It's week 15. 3 more sailors have finished, and while all deserve huge respect for their achievements, for one the race has been exceptional. Because Jingkun Xu faced some major hurdles well before the gun was fired. If the Vendée Globe had been awarded for tenacity and determination, the Chinese sailor Jingkun Xu would have won the race hands down. His trip around the world has been an extraordinary demonstration of single-minded grit and determination, a circumnavigation that required him and his family to dig deep way before the start. And once he was racing, his candid descriptions of his trip and his emotional state made him a big hit.
，This is Vendee Globe， 这是真正的忘带比赛了，朋友们。哇！OK， 我要回去工作了，拜拜，朋友们。
When he crossed the finish line on Tuesday morning, he completed the course in just under 100 days. As with every other skipper that had crossed the line before him, this was a huge moment. He is the first Chinese sailor to have completed the Vendée Globe, and the 100th ever skipper in the 40-year history of the race. He's also one of 2 sailors in this race to compete with just one hand. This might be the first time you've heard of him, but in China he's already a big star, having gathered 130 million followers on a Chinese social media platform. 300 million have been expected to follow the live stream of his start. And while his international following may be more modest at 5,000 on Instagram and 3,000 on Facebook, that looks set to change. Here's an illustration of what made his story such an engaging one and why he drew so much attention.
Hello， 朋友们，今天晚上我们差一点儿就要出现巨大的事故了。我们船上的电力系统损坏了，发电机不能工作了，然后没有供电了。然后像这样的话，我们可能都撑不过明天白天。而接下来航程还有5天的时间。 所以这很有可能会导致我们退赛。哇，刚才太紧张了，我用了1整晚的时间试图维修好发电机，还有启动马达，然后我们的备用启动马达也损坏掉了。所以现在我又连夜的5夜的时间，把我们在南大洋损坏的水力发电机和水力发电机的支架重新组装起来。然后现在有一个好消息，就是终于恢复供电了。 暂时解除了最高风险的警报，希望它能撑到终点线。所以真的忘带这个比赛，你看现在眼看就剩5天了，随时任何一点意外的事故都可能让你会退赛。所以不到终点线那一刻，谁也不敢说我们完成了忘带，时时刻刻都会有各种风险会发生。哇！ 不过幸好这个事故发生在临近最后到终点5天，如果再早几天的话，可能这个状况会更加的糟糕。因为如果船上没有电力的话，我们在海上可能根本没办法连续撑超过2天以上的时间，太可怕了！这是一个太可怕的事情，就跟丢掉桅杆一样的概念。而且刚才在午夜的时分连夜下水去组装那个水力发电机的支架，是一个非常冒险的行为。一点不亚于白天上桅杆。哇，真的提心吊胆的。不管怎么样，完成了。今天的元宵节让我记忆犹新，太可怕了。好吧，记录一下。
His sailing background had started in China, in a 24-foot boat, where he set a record as the first Chinese one-armed sailor to circumnavigate the oceans of China alone. Inspired by Ellen MacArthur, he took part in the Mini Transat race in 2015. Having cruised around the world with his wife on a catamaran, they sold their house in China and moved to the heart of French offshore sailing in Port La Forêt to follow the Vendée Globe dream. They bought an Imoca on which they lived for some time. When he arrived in France, he spoke no French and no English in a racing scene that's dominated by the French. And with no shore team, he prepared and campaigned his boat alone. In 2022, he took part in his longest solo race, the single-handed Route de Rhum. Then, while competing in the Imoca Globe Series, he took part in the double-handed Transat Jacques Vabre with Mike Golding in 2023. And after completing the Vendée Globe qualification races in 2024, he was on the start line of the big one. 99 days and 19 hours later, he was back.
"今天是我梦想成真的时刻，所以今天对我来讲是我情绪最丰富的一天。因为我们为了这个目标，为了这个梦想，我们付出了很多很多，所以真的实现的那一天，我觉得最艰难的太多了。因为就像大家所知道的，旺代环球是这个世界上几乎是最具挑战的体育比赛，不局限于航海。所以其实我们在一路上，我们其实经历了太多太多的东西了。一路上经历了很多很多的磨难，很多很多的风暴。但是如果一定要讲一个的话，其实可能难以想象，就在前5天，就在5天之前，马上在到达终点5天之前，我们的船上的电力的系统被损坏掉了。所以那是我第一次觉得要面临退赛的问题，而且是在最后的时刻，所有人都觉得马上要到终点了，但是发生了。
Meanwhile, Swiss-German sailor Oliver Heer was already ashore and enjoying the comfort of dry land, having finished on the previous day in 29th place. Like everyone else, his trip included a list of breakdowns and technical issues, but his steady, methodical passage around the world has delivered the ultimate reward, his first Vendée Globe finish.
Yes, it was a very long journey. People already ask me what the worst or the hardest moment was in the Vendée Globe for me, and it was the wind hole in the South Pacific, because I was 5 days with 0 wind, and then you feel like you're very far away and the Vendée Globe will take forever. And 98 days is a long Vendée Globe, but I'm here, I'm still healthy, and the boat is still in good shape, and so I think, mission accomplished.
Before him, finishing in 28th, it was the man with the huge grin, Antoine Cornic, sailing the oldest boat in the fleet, Human Immobilier. After having to abort his first attempt 20 years earlier when he'd run out of money, the former restaurateur from Ile de Ré had realised his dream.
Écoute, j'ai dit à Hubert que c'était pas assez long et je lui ai proposé qu'on fasse 2 fois le tour avant de rentrer. Écoute, voilà, non, je suis hyper content. J'ai toujours annoncé que j'avais l'âge de dire si j'avais aimé et surtout je repartirai pas si j'aime pas ça. Écoute, j'irai pas faire des chefs dans le Larzac, donc je vais tout faire pour être en 2028 sur ce joli ponton et recommencer l'expérience parce que c'est vraiment un truc de malade mental.
So, on Thursday night, this leaves just 3 sailors still on the course: Manuel Cuzon, Fabrice Amadeo and Denise van Winberg. The last boat is expected by the 1st of March, which will make the slowest trip in this edition 110 days. which, as it happens, is the same as the fastest time in the 1992 race won by Alain Gauthier. And just in case you were wondering, here's what the winning times look like over the last 10 events. And if there's one fact that stands out in this remarkable race, in 40 years the winning time in the Vendée Globe is now just over 40% quicker.